So, Holosmith in this current meta is the most oppressive and strongest class to play in ranked specifically, and it's due to mainly short bow and a certain setting called snap targeting. And this video is just going to be build showcase and some gameplay commentary, just going over what makes this build so strong. Okay, so going over this build, it's a power-based build, and it's basically just like a bunch of modifiers. So this is going to give you fury when you hit with an explosion. You're hitting with an explosion like after you dodge roll, you gain explosive entrance. Your next hit's going to hit twice, and that's going to be explosion. You know, you run a blast shield, scales with your power damage. This gives you vitality. Got big boomer. This is some passive healing and a passive damage increase as long as your HP is greater than the target that you're hitting's HP. You got static discharge, which is essentially going to send out like a bolt of lightning with your F skills here. So like, you know, these two abilities are going to be your main abilities, hitting with the bolt of lightning. So this is good, like ranged instant damage pressure, and this is how you can kind of cheese opponents right here. Once again, it's just another damage modifier. So this is like, you know, some fury, damage modifier. This is also a damage modifier. This is 50% endurance regeneration increase, which this build basically has permanent vigor, which I believe vigor is also 50%. So you have 100% endurance recharge speed permanently, pretty much. In the Holo Forge, you've got Photon Forge. When you enter and exit, you're going to be converting conditions into boons. So it's not a cleanse, it's a convert. And this actually is going to be proccing all the time because you're running Vent Exhaust, and Vent Exhaust's playstyle is you have less heat, but you lose heat by dodge rolling. So you're going to be entering and exiting Holo Forge a ton and just converting boons or condies to boons all the time, because this has no cooldown. So you're either going to cleanse 2 condies if you're above 50% heat, or you're going to convert 1 condi. And then, you know, you got Holo Forge 2. That's going to be your Holo Forge 2 skill. It's going to be giving you super speed and removing movement debilitating conditions. And once again, you know, Vent Exhaust. So this is healing and losing heat, and this is also giving you dodge rolls, or it's giving you vigor after you dodge. So this is a lot of sustain. And then you've got Berserker Amulet, Relic of the Daredevil. So this synergizes really well with the short bow skills. The short bow skills are pretty much single hit. So you want to be like dodge rolling if you have the capability to dodge roll, and then you're going to proc Daredevil Relic. Your next hit's going to be a crit, and then you're going to hit them with your short bow skill. So it's going to be short bow. I run Cleansing Energy. You can run Intelligence Energy if you want more crits. And I run Fighter Runes because I struggle to play this game without a little bit of toughness, but I think this is pretty standard. I think most people are running Fighter Runes on this build. And then so your F skills, you know, these are all cleansing condies, doing damage, and they're also giving you vigor. And then you're running Coolant Blast. You can even use this, you know, this is just a pretty solid heal. This is a stun break, condi cleanse, protection, resistance, short cooldown stun break, essentially, that gives you resistance. That's all you need to know. This Spectrum Shield is giving you some stability, break stun, incoming damage decrease, and then you have like a little shield and Prime Light Beam here, which is just going to be your main like a big damage. So the gimmick to this build that makes it actually insanely broken is this build has the capability to have pretty much aimbot. So what you want is you probably want instant cast ground targeting just in the general options here, and then you want to turn on this setting, snap ground target to current target, and this is basically going to it's going to make it where even if my mouse cursor is over here, like, so this is a 12, all these are 1200 range abilities, so I can have my mouse cursor over here and I can attack the opponent, and it's just going to auto lock onto the target. So you can auto aim at people behind walls even if you don't have line of sight, because shortbow has no line of sight casting. So basically it makes this build insanely broken. All right, I'm charging up my abilities. This is gonna be some good commentary. This is a good match. So they got 3 engineers. They're trying to abuse the engineer meta, and we have a very glassy comp, and our necro goes home. And I want to kind of have an emphasis on rotations, because conquest, like if you really want to win conquest, especially at a higher level, like you want to be rotating well. So on the intro here, we stack stealth so we can kind of get a, we can prevent ourselves from getting bursted, and we can burst the opponents. So my duo has a target that he's focusing, and meanwhile me and this guy are focusing Demon Joey, and we actually managed to get both of them super low. We kill Joey here, and we actually end up killing the other guy, but I see there's 2 teammates there, and that like I trust that they'll be able to cleave that out while I go cap the node. So right here we got a 1v1 on home. They free capped far. We won the team fight mid. And right now we're 3v1ing home. Our thief is pushing the far node, and it looks like he's in a 1v1 here. So I'm paying attention to that. I'm coming to go peel my thief out. Right here I blast his stealth, kind of dodge his targets, but I think it looks like I was a little poor like awareness earlier in this match. I got decapped mid here, peeling my thief out. It's really unnecessary. And right there, I really just outplay that NG pretty hard with the CCs there, and I end up killing him with the prime light beam. And right here, it's that snap targeting. Like I did have the cursor on there, but that's just to be extra careful. But even if I didn't, it would have just snapped onto him. And so that's actually a pretty huge play. I was like 1v3, got a kill there, managed to cleave that out. And since we managed to get the kill in the 3v1 home, and my guardian is big Zoji boys, just he's cleaning this 1v1 up. And I decided to plus it because I saw the ranger go around back, and you know, I'm like, I'm not gonna let my boy get 1v2'd. So we 2v2 it, and I easily kill Wolf Necro there, but I actually mess up here. So he gets revived. I had a bit poor awareness there. Like I kind of realized it, but it was too late. Realized they had the respawns and all that. And another tip I can give is if you look right here, you can actually see like when the enemies are respawning, when your allies, and you can kind of keep track of the rotations if you pay attention to this area here. It's really, I feel like that's something that even I didn't really pay attention to for the longest time. If I did pay attention there, I would have been able to prevent that res probably. And so we're just in a team fight here, and this necro is really low. We managed to get him down. We managed to stop the function gyro, and this guy is going for some kites. Going for some kites. Me and my duo also do the kites, and we easily clean them up. Meanwhile, our team is pushing far. This is honestly a pretty decent match. This is a plat level match. There was a decent amount of good players in this game, but we've pushed far, and we are wiping far as well.
The waterfall is yours.
And so I decided to make a play here. Like there's 3 guys coming. I thought I could maybe slow them down, and I'm kind of cheesing them with the snap targeting here. The short bow with the snap targeting is really unhealthy. I'm sure ANET will nerf it though. They'll give short bow line of sight, and I think they'll keep snap targeting in the game. And I hard misplay here. I played poorly against this engineer. I kind of debunked myself trying to slow them down in the 1v3. And yeah, I get picked off. which is honestly one of the worst things you can do when your team's, you know, wiped. What I should have done is I should have probably just wrapped around, maybe take the 1v1, or I could just play for the team fight, just play the team fight slow, let them decap the node. So right here, our team is 2v1ing home, and it doesn't seem like they're having too much luck on winning that 2v1. And I see we have a downstate here, and I'm like, oh, I can get this kill, and I'm kind of blowing all my cooldowns, just trying to do damage on this downstate, and yeah, it ultimately ends up in being a misplay because I am heavily out of position here. These two engineers easily pick me off. This engineer build does not survive that well outnumbered. I would consider it like the best team fight DPS in the game, but if you're like 1v1ing and you get plussed, or you know, multiple other engineers are focusing you, you can easily die. And so yeah, I was out of position because I was trying to cleave that downstate, and it got me killed again. And so the enemy team is completely snowballing, and they still have not killed the engineer at our home node in the 2v1. So since we wiped here, I decided to make the play to regroup home, which is a pretty safe play. It's pretty solid rotation. So we already have one teammate dead, and I'm just kind of looking around trying to see which target is a good target, who's the most vulnerable. And I get good damage on this guy, I managed to kill him. And another tip I can give is when it comes to Holosmith, you want to be managing your heat. You know, this build only has 2 heat levels, but you can take another trait that has 3 heat levels, and you generally want to be like at the 2nd or 3rd heat level. So I'm generally trying to maintain my heat, so like my holo skills get enhanced by the heat. So we get the kill on that guy there, and now we're heading to mid. We're gonna outnumber this mid fight. So my regroup home play ended up paying off pretty well. We get the kill on the Necro, and I'm just chasing this engineer. He's completely unaware. Right there, he was trying to build up heat, is what he was doing, but he didn't realize I was right behind him.
You've taken the graveyard.
And I'm just gonna snap target this guy to death. And this situation here is very peculiar, because I know I've gotten a couple kills on the map. We have Demon Joey down, but I do not want to linger around at that location because that's right outside of their spawn, and they have players respawning, so I just want to confirm that kill and get out of there.
The waterfall is yours.
And right here, I'm just trying to keep awareness. I'm trying to not get decapped, trying to make sure none of my teammates get picked off. Which this Necro he's horribly out of position, and I actually get decapped. Like I've seen this clip. I don't know where this guy comes from. Like I guess he just stealths and he's just standing on the node, and he just comes out of stealth like right as I'm like my camera angle pans. So he gets the decap there. Like he was gaming. You've
lost the quarry.
And I'm pestering the opponents here, just kind of slowing them down, burning some cooldowns. I holo Forge 5 there just to build up some heat, you know, doing some heat management. And I can actually give another tip, is your dodge roll is, it heals you a little bit. So if you're at like, you know, 70% HP, you may not need to really use your heal skill, because you might just passively heal throughout the fight. Right here, everybody's low. I managed to get these kills with snap targeting, and I dodge roll there to make sure I can crit on the NG. And right there, snap target on that guy as well. So we wipe them here. But while we were wiping them here, they 2v1'd our home node. And our Guardian died. You know, big Zoj. Big Zoj died here, my duo.
You've captured the quarry.
And so I'm just doing some good damage here. This Necro is not... I guess he just didn't have any cooldowns or something. He just wasn't counter pressuring at all. Right here, I actually activate my stun break because it gives resistance. So that guy was like slowing me down. And so I just activate my stun break. I use my heal there to proc the chill on the Necro, kind of slow him down a bit.
You've lost the quarry.
And they just mess us up here, man. They revive this guy here. And I try to do damage, get another down state. I hit this guy with some static discharge shots. Stow my prime light beam. And then I use a defensive prime light beam. So my team is dead here. And I just kind of prime light beam to pressure the opponent. Not to kill them, but just so they feel kind of like anxious about pressuring me. That's a defensive prime light beam. And since we're wiped, I decide to push far. I'm like, I'm gonna take a 1v1, maybe pull some players to me, and hopefully I can get this node decapped. And they were a bit slow on the rotation, so I do get it decapped, and I take this 1v1. And right there, I pop my resistance stun break for the mob and the stun break aspect as well. This guy's just gonna get snap targeted to death. It really is so cheesy, man. Like, I just went around the pillar and he lost all his HP just from like instant cast stuff. I make sure that I cleave this guy out, and now I'm chasing this kill. If I can get some momentum on the map, that'd be good. So he dodge roll right there, and I already knew he was pressured, so I took my chances of prime light beaming and assumed that he didn't have a dodge roll. He didn't have a dodge roll or stun break, so he ends up dying. That's 2 kills on the map there. I'm still alive. We've almost won this game. And so right here, instead of pushing like the 1v2 and essentially being like a sort of 2v4, I look at the score on the leaderboard. I look at the score that we have, which we've almost won, and I decide just to defend our mid node.
You've taken the graveyard.
Instead of pushing the 3rd node, I can just defend what we already have and secure this win. I'm really pestering Demon Joey here because he's the main teamfight DPS in this situation. So if I can just slow him down, then they just lose this game. So he ends up backing up, and when he backs up, I take the chance to like try and speedrun some of his teammates. But yeah, we end up winning the game there, and you guys I can show my stats here. The plat 1 game, a lot of damage, a lot of healing, a lot of kills, and that'll be about it from this video. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one.